Greetings. Hi, come on in. Welcome to our class. Thank you, Northgate, for having us today. Today, we're partnering up with our friends over at General Mills, and we're going to be playing with Hersheys as well. And we're making cereal, s'mores, ice cream sandwiches, and we're going to make an egg cream, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So first things first, thank you for joining us, but let's get our pan greased. So I'm going to grease my pan with butter. You could either use a non-stick spray or you could use butter. And you know, I kind of like to get my hands dirty, so I'm going to go ahead and just stick my finger right into the butter. This is room temperature butter, as you can see, and then just smear it. And you want to get all the crevices, and this is going to help the cereal treat from sticking to your pan. And I feel like kind of when this butter is one of the ingredients that we're going to use, so it just plays to the flavor. And when you use a cooking spray, sometimes that flavors your food in a different way. And so to be consistent, I'm just going to use butter. But if you don't want to use butter, you could absolutely use the cooking spray. So here you go. It should look like this. And let me wash my hands really quick. Lots of washing our hands today because this is going to be a sticky situation. Yay! Okay. Next, we are going to measure out our cereal. So we're using 3 different types of cereal today, and I'm going to go ahead and grab these from back here. Honey Nut Cherrios and Lucky Charms. I love the Lucky Charms, little marshmallows, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which gives this treat such a nice little cinnamon taste and brings out other flavors that you're not really used to in a treat. So I love this. Also, before I even measure anything out, there's box tops on the top of the cereal. So if you have kids in school, or if you're in school and you want to save those and give them to your school, it's a great way to get school supplies. But that's me being a mom. Okay, so each cereal we're gonna measure out 2 cups, and I have my measuring cup here. And it doesn't have to be exactly, but see, like that's a lot. So then the next one I'll just do a little bit less. How's it going? How's everybody doing today?
I don't know, but this reminds me when I was little and everybody just wanted a favorite cereal, and there was 3 different ones on the table, and you've got all of our favorites.
Oh, you guys were lucky. Yeah, I'm sure, like at our house, we would all fight for our favorite cereal. There was usually, what cereal do you want? I always wanted Lucky Charms. I'm a big fan of the Marshmallows. And these ones are galactic, which are really cool. They have little spaceships in them, which I love. Okay, so 2 cups of the Lucky Charms. I'm putting them back on my counter here so that they could be part of our set because it looks cute. And Honey Nut Cherrios. You could also use regular Cheerios if you wanted to, but I like the Honey Nut Cherrios. The little bee's cute too. My son's favorite. All right. And then with your hands, You're just gonna mix them together so that they're evenly distributed and make sure we get all of those marshmallows and the little cinnamon toast crunch. It's a nice combo. Okay, so there we go. Now we are going to make our marshmallow mixture. And so I am going to put my flame, I'm gonna do it on the middle flame so you all could see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna put my flame on low. If you wanted to, because I know like a lot of restaurants or people who sell gourmet cereal treats, they will say, oh, it's like brown butter treat, which is nice. And so if you want to accomplish a brown butter treat, you would just put your flame up to like a medium high. We're going to do the traditional way and we're going to do it on low because if not, the marshmallows will start to brown really quickly. So I already took the liberty of cutting. I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of butter and just throw them right into a heavy bottom pan, saucepan, heavy bottom pan, Dutch oven, whatever you like to call it. And I have my flame going. We're just gonna let the butter melt. And while that butter is melting, I'm gonna go ahead and open up marshmallows, jet puffed even. In my instruction, I said to use 10 ounces of the marshmallows. If you really like your cereal treats extra gooey, you could use the whole bag. I'm gonna take out a few so that we can make s'mores out of them. So if you have these marshmallows and you just wanna take out a few. Are you a fan of s'mores, Tere?
Yes, I am.
Right? Who's not? I don't think I've ever met anyone who said they don't like s'mores. So I'm just gonna go ahead and melt that butter. Yeah. And it looks like it's almost melted and I have it on a low flame, so it takes a minute. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and dump my whole bag of marshmallows. These are my son's favorite too, so he's really excited about this. If you have the little marshmallows, those work too. Do we have any questions so far?
No, I think everybody's watching. I did put all the ingredients and the directions in the chat, but they will be also emailed to you.
Okay, perfect. So, you know what? This flame is a little bit low, so I'm gonna just pick it up a bit. Okay. And this part takes a minute, that's okay, but it's not something you can walk away from. You have to continuously stir and make sure that you get all of the butter on the marshmallows. It's like I said, you want to continuously stir this pot. It's like an Italian sauce, you know, that something you have to constantly stir. I think I'm skipping dinner tonight, Tere. I think it's going to be all about these little s'more ice cream sandwiches.
Oh, I'm sure your son is going to be very happy about that.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be happy about it.
I don't know about your husband, but I'm sure your son will.
No, he's not going to be happy about it. You're right. He'll say, that's great for dessert. Now, what am I eating? Oh boy. Yeah, and the truth of the matter is that it takes a minute, but after this, it goes fast and it's worth the stir. Once you get this gooey mess involved in your life, it's worth the stir. I saw there's a lot of other great classes coming up in the near future. There was like a strawberry Twinkie on Saturday, right, Tere?
Yes, there's a lot of cool classes. And then you're going to teach us how to make a funnel cake. I'm just amazed at that.
I'm going to teach how to make a funnel cake on the 28th. And then on, I think it's September 11th, I'm teaching how to make an easy, fail-proof choco flan.
Oh my gosh.
You're
gonna be our dessert queen.
All of the easy shortcuts. I remember when I first started, just doing cereal treats. I was amazed at how nicely the marshmallows melted. And, something that I started doing later on, once I got better at cooking, was I would use melted marshmallows when I was making fudge, and it would come out perfect every time. And that's something that you don't see in a lot of recipes. You hardly ever see it, but it's like fail-proof fudge, and using melted marshmallow in it just gives it such a great consistency. You're like, oh, this works. So I know,
it's funny how by accident you find out about things and then you're like, oh, that's great.
Yeah. And right now, melted marshmallows with summer just go hand in hand.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm all about the fail-proof recipes that are like, how can we make this easy and delicious?
You're my kind of girl, Nicole.
You're my kind of girl, Tere.
Easy and delicious.
Yep, easy and delicious. Approachable. See that? It's all coming together. Looks like a little marshmallow cloud. I wish I could sit on it. Yeah, believe me, I've had a lot of errors in my life since I've been cooking. So I feel like I'm at the point now where I'm past the errors and can teach people or can share whatever knowledge I have. Be like, take this shortcut. It's really good.
It's so cool that you like to share your ideas.
Yeah. Okay, we're almost there. Almost there. Ooh, and we're making an egg cream today too.
Yes.
Have you ever had an egg cream, Tere?
No, I kept on reading the instructions. Then I saw your post and I go, oh, that looks really good.
Yeah, so egg creams are really popular at like the local mercados or little bodegas, as they call them, in New York City. And I probably had one for the first time like 30 years ago. I was in New York and I saw that like chocolate egg cream and thought, what is that? Like egg cream, I couldn't comprehend it. And I went into the little bodega, and they make them on the spot, fresh there for you. And there's no egg involved. So it's like, why are they calling it this? But it's such a refreshing chocolate drink, and it's used with chocolate syrup, and we're gonna use our Hershey's chocolate syrup to make it today. So I'm super excited to teach you all how to make an authentic egg cream. And you know, it's not common here, but it's extremely common in New York City. So it's yummy and refreshing and chocolatey, and we're gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy it for sure. Okay, so it looks like all of my marshmallows are melted, and to save us from having a million dirty dishes, I'm gonna go ahead and dump the cereal mixture right in here, which, you know, usually people do it the other way, but then you also run the risk of burning your hand, and this is an easier way to do it. I love this. I could hear the little cereal sizzling as it falls into the
Talking to you, Nicole.
What?
The cereal is talking to you.
Totally. We're having a love song right now. It's singing to me. And if you could see the smile on my face, super happy about this. So just mix until it's completely combined, which, you know, takes a little elbow grease, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. And I'm gonna get this so that I could hold on. All right, there we go. And we have our buttered dish waiting on the side right now that we're gonna dump this into. So let's see. Ooh, see that? Like I saw a lot of marshmallow on that side, and fun. I'm like, come over here. We want to meet you. We want to be friends with you. Okay. So now I'm gonna just bring this. No, put the yeah. So I'm just gonna take my spoon and I'll leave it here. And carry this little pot over. And I'm just gonna dump the whole mixture in, I think. Yeah, there we go. I'm like, come on, come out.
Talk to them just like they were talking to you, Nicole.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, you need to come out. It's not funny anymore. Okay. Okay. Yum. And the Lucky Charms cereal adds such a nice little extra dash of color to this. So pretty. Okay. Okay. The little Lucky Charms look like lights in there. And then you just take your spatula or whatever tool you're working with and even it out. You could also let this cool for, I'd say, like a minute or two, and then butter your hands completely to compress it. Or you have the option of getting a piece of wax paper, and I'll show you how, and just pushing it down with the wax paper, because the wax paper will keep everything from sticking. So I have this piece of wax paper or parchment paper, and then it serves as a barrier between here. Well, maybe I did it a little bit prematurely, but this. If a few pieces come up, that's okay. Yeah, okay. So you could just push it down and then let it rest for, I'd say about 20 minutes to 30 minutes so that it can get firm. Okay. Now we are going to make our chocolate egg cream while we wait for our Crispies to cool. I have some made already, so you won't have to wait a half an hour to see, but if you're making them at home with me right now, let's just let yours cool while we make our egg cream, okay? Let me grab my milk. Okay. So to make an egg cream, let's see. First of all, we're going to start by using Hershey's chocolate syrup. This is really the star of the show. And we're going to use 1/4 of a cup of chocolate syrup. And, you know, of course, I'm going to measure it. But if you wanted to eyeball it, you could do that too. And just pour that in there. And we're also going to use 1/4 of a cup of milk. I'm using whole milk. Let me put this down. I'm going to do this over my sink so that it doesn't spill all over the place. So it happens when you have a full half gallon of milk. It made a pretty ring on top though. Look, see that? Okay, just add in the milk. So now you have this like layer of milk on top, chocolate on the bottom. We don't want that. So I'm going to use my straws and I'm just going to mix until this is fully combined. And it's going to be like the chocolatiest chocolate milk in the whole world. Okay, so now here's the fun part. And this is really it. Like, this is how you make a chocolate egg cream. You could use sparkling water. You could use club soda. You could use anything that you have on hand that has fizz in it, water, hence club soda, sparkling water, mineral water. And I'm just going to add a cup of fizzy water to my drink. And there you go. Look at that. Oh no.
That looks so cool.
It is so good. Oh my God, it is so delicious. Like, crazy good. Like an unexpected, refreshing drink that I don't know why we don't have them here. I don't know why they're not more popular here, but make them at home. You're going to be so happy you did.
And the mommy I am, I'm already thinking of adding a little bit of Kahlua.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right before you add
Fizz it up.
the fizzy water, you can add, I would, maybe vodka, or I'm just thinking like what alcohol would taste really nice in it. A Kahlua.
Yeah, Bailey's Irish cream. Oh my gosh.
Bailey's.
Okay, let's go back to the other thing before we start. We forget that we're back to school.
Did I forget what?
No, before I forget, we're back to school classes and I'm all into liquor still.
Right. We're back to school. This is a great after school snack. This is a great way to get your kids to drink milk. But okay, so presto, I made a batch ahead of time so that we could have our cereal treats made. I'm going to cut it with this. Let's see, I'd say this is 3-inch circle cookie cutter. And I'm just gonna go in there and like really press down and get into, I'm like, am I gonna do this? You know what, I'm gonna take it out and do it outside of this because it'll be easier. You could also cut it, with a knife if you wanted to. Just pull it out. Okay. So actually, my sous chef is gonna cut them out for me. And we are going to see, okay, here's the first one. So we have our perfect little circle here. Okay, while he's cutting our cereal treats, we are going to make these fun s'mores to put inside, and we're gonna use Hershey's with whole almonds, which are super good too. Like if you don't want to put them inside of your s'more, just eat it like that. I love Hershey's with almonds, and I love that Northgate has them at the checkout line, so they're readily available and easy to grab as you're leaving the market. I love Northgate, by the way. The store in Southgate has become my #1 store today.
It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Okay.
I'm excited about this.
Let me show you something that I learned on that I really, really like. So if you get a knife and you make a hole here inside of the marshmallow, and then, you know, just make it so that you have a hole. You can take a little piece of chocolate and fit it into that hole. And then the chocolate is there when we make our s'more right now. It might drip a little bit, but not too much. Can you see that? So making holes to put in our chocolate, it makes melting the chocolate so much easier. And if it's, you know, a little big, you could just take some off, because we know how much we'd love to just have the little samples to eat ourselves. Naturally, it's gonna dirty up the marshmallow, but do we really care about that? No. And you can also just put some there if you want to, but why not have double the chocolate? Let me just wash my hands really quick. And I'm going to show you how I melt my marshmallows right on an open flame. So I have these skewers, and just find the part of the marshmallow where there's some girth, where we have some extra room. And then if you want, you could do 2. Or if you want, you could, if you only have 1 skewer, you could do 1. But I like to have more control, so I'm gonna do 2. And I'm just gonna turn on my oven, my open flame here. We're gonna roast a marshmallow. So follow me, and let's just do this. And you can just be careful. I like using the skewers. I know some people use different techniques. I mean, you could also put them in a toaster oven if you have a toaster oven. And if it catches on fire, that's exactly what we want. Just pull it up and blow it out. Like that. Blow it out. So depending on how toasty you like it, and then just scoot it off of your skewers with the knife. You see that? The chocolate's in the middle. It's gonna be melty. Let's do another one. Because I want 2 marshmallows on mine. I love the melty chocolate in the middle. It makes it so much easier. You can do this inside. Oh, like I was saying, also, you could just put the whole thing in the toaster oven, and that's always nice too. Okay. So we got our s'mores with their gooey marshmallow and our chocolate melted already in the middle. Now let me just get that. And here's my next tip. So let me grab my ice cream. And I'm going to show you something that I like to do. I like to get a little pint of ice cream, and then I cut it so that it's in perfect circles, so that we could just add it right to the center of our s'more ice cream sandwich. And it's, you know, you could use any flavor you want. You could use vanilla. This one is chocolate malted crunch. I have strawberry. So, you know, if you're having a little party, this is a great way to say, okay, what kind do you want? What kind do you want? And everybody gets their custom made ice cream sandwich, and it's so yummy. And I think for this one, I'm going to use the strawberry. So just go ahead. You know, I cut this with just a plain knife, and it's easy to roll off. And look, here we have a perfect cut of ice cream. I'm going to put it on top, and then I'm going to put that on top. And oh my God, this is going to be so delicious. I'm like,
That looks awesome.
Look at this.
My little nephew's watching, and I'm sure he's already telling his mom he wants some of this. Oh my gosh.
It's a mouthful. If you don't want to put the extra topping on it, you don't have to. You could even put it in a bowl. You could cut it up. I mean, it is just, there's marshmallow all over my hand. The first time I made these, it was crazy. I was eating it over my kitchen sink because I couldn't, it's a mess, but so good.
I can see why you say it's dinner. That thing is huge.
Because it's huge, right? Like it's like, you know, trying to eat it. But I would take like little nibbles from this part and be like, oh, and I want some marshmallow too. I won't do it here because we'll make a crazy mess. But this is how you make a cereal s'mores ice cream sandwich. And it's super delicious. It's a great way to continue to enjoy this warm weather. And I got everything at Northgate. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.
Yay!
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Bye.